everyone, I've just arrived at work. I've been thinking about the upcoming federal election. So the election day is Saturday. I've already voted. I know that there's a huge amount of pre-polls. I voted postal. For me, that's the way to go. You've got no pressure. You can do it in your own time, in the privacy of your own house, but that's just my thing. But anyway, what a privilege we have to vote. Yes, we all hate it. We all complain about it. It's compulsory. It's one of those things like we have to do with taxes, right? But what a privilege it is to be able to cast our vote. Now, let me just explain something to you. At the end of the day, your vote goes towards one of two parties, either the Liberal National Party or the Labor Party. And you might go, well, but I'm voting independent. That's great, but it still comes down to two parties. An independent can't be Prime Minister, has to have a party. So, if you want to vote independent, that's fine. But we have a system called the preferential system. And so what it means is at the end of the day, you can vote independent, but then all the votes for that independent get divided into two parties. Who does the preference go to? And they work that out by which party is ranked higher than the other. So, for example, my party, my electorate had 5 candidates. Now, I didn't have any how to vote cards. I don't care for them. I always put the party that I don't want to win last. Then it doesn't matter what I do. So, for example, if you want an LNP government, you would put Labor last. So I would put that 5. If I want a Labor government, I would put the LNP 5. And then it doesn't matter what numbers I put in, as long as I put, number the rest of the boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, my preference will go to the party that's higher up. Okay. Now, when we get to the white paper, the Senate, I actually always preference the opposite party. So if I've given my preference to the Liberal Party, Liberal National Party on the lower house, I will preference Labor in the upper house, and vice versa. Now, why do I do that? The whole point of having the Senate is to be a house of review. And if a party has a majority in the lower and the upper house, essentially everything just gets rubber stamped. There's no debate, no changes, everything goes straight through. What's the point of having a Senate or an upper house if nothing can be reviewed, nothing can be debated, nothing can be argued, nothing can be changed? We might as well get rid of the Senate and just have one house. Okay, so because it's a house of review, you want everything that is going to be put through Parliament, you want it to be reviewed vigorously. You want them to have a hard time passing any legislation because you want it to go through the amendments, you want it to go through changes, refined to be better. And that is the whole point of the Senate, to make sure that the legislation is robust and fair and just and right. So that's how I do it, okay? So I'm also a below the box voter. I actually number all the boxes below. Just, again, that's what I do. I won't allow the party to tell me who's going to do. If you vote above the line, the party will generally, they've preferenced who's going to get the seats. If they only win 2 seats, they know already. I don't want that. I want to be able to dictate who represents me. So the other thing is, when I was growing up, I was only given, when I first went to vote when I was 18, I was given 2 pieces of advice. First piece of advice came from my grandfather, my late grandfather. He died when I was 4, but it's like a family thing. You have to vote in pen. And to quote my grandfather, he said, you've got to vote in pen so the mongrels can't change your vote. Now, I know that they can't change your vote anymore. But there was, because they give you pencils to vote in. And he would always say that they would rub it out and change it. So he always voted in pen. So that's just his phrase. So always turn up with my black pen. I always vote in black pen, first of all. Second of all, was the second bit of advice was the below the line thing. Again, it's just a family It was just something that was handed down. They're my 2 pieces of advice. But I just think I just wanted to explain this to you. Maybe you haven't understood how the preferential system works. This is how I personally do it, and these are the reasons. You are free to do whatever you like, remember, but just bear in mind that your vote eventually is either going to go to the Liberal Party or the Labor Party, because everyone says, oh, I voted independent. And then I will always ask, well, where did your preference go? Oh, I don't know. Don't care. Well, yeah, you should, because that vote is either going to go to one of 2 parties. So if you want to vote independent, great. But just be aware that your vote is either going to go to the Liberal Party, Liberal National Party, or the Labor Party, depending on where you put them and where you rank them. Anyway, I hope you're going to have a good day. I better get to work now. I will catch you again soon. Bye for now.